In the world of business, knowledge isn't just power, it's your unfair advantage. This is Momentum, your deep dive into the books that shape the world's most successful leaders. Let's begin.
You want to wear black shoes to a party. Your spouse wants you to wear brown shoes. So, to keep the peace, you compromise. You put on one black shoe and one brown shoe.
And now you just look ridiculous.
Exactly. But this is exactly what you do every single time you agree to a blended timeline, except a lowball counteroffer, or just meet in the middle to avoid an awkward conversation.
You think you're being reasonable. You think you're being a professional team player. You're actually just wearing two different shoes, and you are leaving money, respect, and your actual goals on the table.
Today, we are going to kill the concept of the win-win. It's a myth.
We're pulling apart Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss and Tal Roz. Chris wasn't a CEO. He wasn't a corporate lawyer. He was the FBI's lead international kidnapping negotiator.
And his core premise is going to shatter everything you were taught about doing business. Because traditional negotiation logic, the whole getting to yes framework we all learned, assumes that humans are rational actors making logical calculations. Which we aren't. We are highly emotional, irrational animals acting primarily out of fear. And when you are dealing with a fearful animal, logic doesn't just fail. It actually triggers a defense mechanism. But look, you aren't negotiating with terrorists. You're negotiating with a software vendor, or your boss for a raise, or your toddler who won't eat their vegetables.
Wait, that sounds backwards. A kidnapping is life or death. A salary review is just awkward. How does FBI hostage math translate to me asking for an extra week of PTO?
I know. Stay with me. The counterintuitive part is coming. The brain actually doesn't care about the scale of the threat. The amygdala, the fear center of the brain, processes a boss saying, "We don't have the budget," the exact same way it processes a bank robber saying, "Give me a helicopter." It registers a perceived loss of control.
So if you respond to your boss with a logical spreadsheet proving why you deserve a raise, you aren't convincing them. You're just arguing with their amygdala, which makes them dig their heels in deeper.
Exactly. So Chris Voss developed a toolkit called tactical empathy to bypass the logic brain and hack the emotional brain. And there is one technique in this book that is so deceptively simple, it feels like a Jedi mind trick.
It's called mirroring, and it requires exactly 3 words and a very specific tone of voice.
Let's go to a high-stakes moment. 1993. Chase Manhattan bank robbery in Brooklyn. 2 armed robbers, 3 hostages. Chris Voss is on the phone with one of the robbers. The guy is agitated, paranoid, screaming about the police swarming the building.
Most of us in that situation would try to calm him down. We'd say, "Look, I understand you're stressed, but let's be rational," which is the absolute worst thing you can say. Telling someone to be rational tells them you think they're crazy.
So Voss doesn't do that. He drops his pitch. He uses what he calls the late-night FM DJ voice. Deep, soft, slow, and reassuring. This tone physically triggers a neurochemical calming effect in the other person's brain.
And then he just mirrors. He repeats the last 3 words the robber just said, but he says it with an upward inflection, like a question.
The robber shouts, "We're going to kill the hostages if we don't get a van." Voss drops into that DJ voice. "If you don't get a van?"
Silence. Voss just lets it hang there.
The robber pauses. And then he elaborates. "Yeah, we need a van because the cops are blocking the front doors."
Blocking the front doors?
"Yeah, there are cruisers everywhere. We can't get out."
Can't get out?
You hear what's happening? By just repeating the last 3 words, Voss isn't fighting. He isn't offering a compromise. He is forcing the other guy to keep talking, to expend mental energy, and to reveal his actual constraints.
I have to jump in here, because the first time I read this, I thought, wait, that sounds incredibly annoying. If someone just kept repeating my last 3 words back to me, I think they were mocking me, like a toddler playing the why game.
I know, it sounds ridiculous on paper, but in practice, it is practically invisible. People desperately want to be heard. When you mirror someone, their brain doesn't register it as a repetitive trick. It registers it as profound listening.
It triggers a biological instinct to explain. And when they are explaining, they are not attacking. You are making them negotiate against themselves, and they actually feel closer to you because of it.
Let's take this out of a bank vault and put it in your office tomorrow morning.
You're on a Zoom call with a difficult client. The client crosses their arms and says, "Your pricing is completely out of line with the market."
The amateur move is to get defensive, to pull up your slide deck and justify your value.
The Voss move? Late night FM DJ voice. You look right at the camera and say, "Out of line with the market?" And then you shut your mouth.
It will feel like an eternity. The silence will make your skin crawl. Do not break the silence. Let them fill it.
And they will. They'll say, well, yeah, your competitor is offering a 20% discount on the enterprise tier. Boom! Now you have the real objection. It wasn't about your overall pricing, it was a specific competitor's discount.
You've just uncovered the vital information you need without ever making an argument. But here is the sharpest angle of the whole book. Emily, what is the ultimate signal that tactical empathy is actually working?
It's not getting the other person to say yes. We are all conditioned to chase the yes. But yes is often a trap. Think about it. How many times have you said yes to a pushy salesperson just to make them stop talking and go away?
Too many times. It's a defensive yes, a counterfeit yes.
Exactly. The phrase you are actually hunting for, the holy grail of negotiation, is "that's right."
That's right.
When someone says "that's right," it means they feel completely understood. It means the barrier between you and them has dropped. You aren't opponents across a table anymore. You are two people looking at the exact same problem.
If you summarize their fears and constraints so accurately that they look at you and say, "That's right," you have won. The negotiation is basically over. The compromise is dead because they are now completely open to collaborating on your terms.
So stop meeting in the middle. Stop putting on the brown shoe and the black shoe.
Tomorrow, I want you to try this. Do not argue. Drop your voice, mirror the last 3 words, then embrace the awkward silence. Watch how quickly the other person opens up.
But listening to us talk about it won't build the muscle reflex. You have to practice it before the stakes are real.
Which is exactly why you need to open the Momentum app right now. We have an interactive role play waiting for you on this exact technique. You'll literally speak into your phone, playing the role of Chris Voss, using the mirror technique against an AI counterpart trained directly on this book. It takes exactly 3 minutes.
And after you practice, go read the full book. Never Split the Difference is packed with a dozen other tools just like this. From calibrating questions to labeling fears, it will fundamentally change how you talk to everyone in your life.
Go mirror someone today.
See you next time on Momentum.